What is up, FIFA faithful? Bearhamms here, and welcome to episode 5, the first episode of season 2. And before we get into our home opener against DC United, let's talk about all the deals that we've made off camera. A lot of purchases made in the winter transfer window, and we will start out with Laszlo Kleinheisler, the Hungarian cam from Brøndby. He will be joining the attacking four. He does have a contract expiring in 9 months, so it's just going to be a one-year deal because technically he is a designated player. And we'll talk about Müller later, but we'll get to our next one in Lucas Kubla from SC Freiburg. $2.1 million. I think this is a good signing. He's a right back, but I'm thinking of switching him to possibly a center back or a midfielder in the future. He has the stats that work well with those positions, so we'll see what happens with that. And then a lot of free agents. We signed Courtney Ford, a center back. Last time he was playing in the MLS was with the Colorado Rapids. He's currently in the USL. We also signed a CDM in Luis Caicedo, who was playing for the New England Revolution. 69 overall at the age of 25. So there's still some growth to go. And then we brought in some legends. Legends of past FIFAs. Breck Shea, left mid, left back. He's going to be a backup, simply put. I mean, he only signed him for a year. We also signed Maximiliano Urruti, who I believe was a former designated player for Houston, but now he is the backup striker to Blake Jones. Another one-year contract. I don't see him playing here for too long. Then some other sales, as you also saw the Müller one recently. We have Perry Kitchen going to Defensa for $1.1 million. We also have Harry Jackson going on loan to Aruca for a loan, which is great because he'll move up in overalls. Maybe next year, the year after, we'll actually see him play on a frequent basis. And now we get to Chris Müller. Now, I didn't want to sell him. I wanted him to be a part of the future. He was growing. He was up to a 72 overall. He was getting to that point where, okay, our front four is looking pretty dangerous now because he had a great season. Don't you forget, 9 goals, 6 assists. The release clause, $3.95 million. It was activated. Stade Brestois. They got it, and there you go. He is gone. For goals this season, the board are asking a lot of us, as within 2 seasons, they want at least one player from the Youth Academy signed, playing at least 50% of the games. That's going to be an easy one, since we do have a lot of prospects playing. Brand exposure, get a streak of 5 games without a defeat in home matches. I think that is doable if we can get this team rolling. They want us to reach the playoff quarterfinal. That's going to be a decent goal. Because, last year we were second to last into the Eastern Conference, but now we got to step it up. Brought in some better players. Now let's just try to get that first playoff berth, and then financials. Make $17.7 million in profit from youth players within 2 seasons. If we just sold Blake Jones once, I mean, you can only sell a guy once, but if we sold him, that would pretty much get the job done. Blake Jones is at a 77 overall, has potential to be special, and we've already gotten 2 offers from some high-quality clubs in Ajax and Milan. They're both asking for 20 million plus, which, we're kind of getting to that point where he's pretty good. He's almost too good for the MLS. But for at least this season, he is going to stay. Unless they do activate the release clause, which we will see here, is $63.7 million. That does get activated. I'm pretty happy about that. The nice thing about Create a Club is that you can change the kits. And this year I changed them with the theme of how would Adidas ruin a Forward Madison kit? So first, it's our home kit. It would look like the normal kit that they have now, but there's just no pizzazz to it. And then here's that 25-year one where it has the 3 stripes on the one side and on the pants. That's as creative as they would get. For today's episode, we'll start off the season against DC United, and then we'll finish off the month as we travel to Soldier Field to take on Chicago Fire. It's great to be back at the Breeze to get Season 2 started. Season 1 was disappointing, but, there were some bright spots here and there, and now let's shine even brighter for this sophomore season as Villalba, who will be playing in his final season as he's asked for retirement. I'm hoping he can have a one last hurrah. It's a crazy story about Hamid. I remember him almost being like the #1 goalkeeper after Tim Howard's reign was done. I remember he went to Denmark to play, and that didn't go too well. As you can see, he's still with DC United. There's a shot, nice save there by Jackson. Oh, nice slide ball. Reyna turns that back. There's a shot, nice fingertip save by Jackson. Oh, slide through. Jones shoots. Oh, and he misses. That would have been a great way to cap off the first half of the season, but it's just that short. As now we'll head to the tunnel, at least with the clean sheet. For the second half, I've taken off Kleinheisler and brought on Machach, the guy that we signed, another signing that we had last season on that pre-contract. It's Reyna. Outskirts of the box. We'll find Ariola's looking for that shot. There's a centering ball, and there we go, straight away. We don't even touch the ball once, and it is Canuse with the shoot and the score. Get some more shooting boots in there. Hopefully something will prevail here in the final 5 minutes. Ball in the box. There's a nice... oh, you've got to be kidding me. What a goal by Roberta. Off of the cross. A volley. Just, you couldn't put it any further up in that top corner. And that will probably do it for this first game. First quick simmed game of the season against New York City FC. We travel to the Bronx, and we are victorious. Blake Jones getting his account started with that goal in the 23rd minute. Between games, I've been trying to get players on loan, and one of them is Fabio Blanco. Now, the reason why I've been trying to pick him up amongst some other players on a certain Bundesliga side is because Forward Madison actually have a partnership with Eintracht Frankfurt. So it would be interesting to sign one of their youngsters, have them play a couple years in the MLS, and then once they're better, move them up to the Bundesliga and be like an affiliate team. Second and final game of today's episode. Let's try to get another win against our rivals, Chicago Fire. Another chapter in this new rivalry. We did get the first win, but then they really destroyed us in that second game. There's already a nice save by Jose Jackson. Nasty challenge, though. Apparently was legal. Maybe a good chance here. Stewart in the box. Centers that through for Jones, who scores. A great way to start this afternoon. A nice tic-tac-toe passing sequence. Able to finish it off with our new number 9, Blake Jones. I know he was our striker last year, but he's wearing that number 9 now. Rocking the new Adidas kits. What a way to get things started here in Chicago. As again, we have struggled over the past year or so scoring goals. It's nice to get one scored straight away by our youngster, the future of the club. Hopefully he can stay here for the entire season. Goes now Kubler. Nice position here. Does get a cross in looking for Cohen, who does get his head to it, but a nice save. It doesn't look like Dane St. Clair anymore. Now Vielba does have Blake Jones there, though it's going to fall to Stewart, who almost gets his head to it. It's now Cox. Finds Saicedo. Does a curling shot too, but a nice save by the keeper. Some good passing all around. Through ball here to Machach, possibly not quite, as Bornstein able to win it. And that will do it. An early goal by Blake Jones is the decider right now. So we do head to the tunnel with a 1-0 advantage. Try to center that through. Nice block there by Lam. As he's doing his best to secure a number 1 spot in the center back role along with Cox. Does see the slingshot from Bishop. Bishop does see a run from Saicedo. He's through. Tries to find a pass back. Almost works. I thought for a second he was trying to go out wide to Machach. Ball's going to be cleared, and that will do it. A great way to end the episode. A nice, sturdy 1-0 victory over our rival Chicago Fire. Was just that goal early on by Blake Jones. Got us started, and that's how we finished. Great way to start the season and end the episode. 3 games, 6 points. That's an average of 2 a game. If we can rock that for the rest of the year, we'll be sitting pretty. And as of right now, we have the best defense in the league. So we've only given up 2 goals in 3 games. Crazy to think, considering how we did last year. But again, it's a small sample size, 3 games out of 34. A lot of things can change. But on that hopeful note, it is time to end. I hope you enjoyed watching as much as you did playing it. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. This has been Bearhamms, and as always, Toodaloo.